Today, we're talking about alcohol and weight loss. Cheers.
Welcome to the V-Shred Better Body, Better Life podcast, where we help you live your best life while working on your health and fitness goals. We're here to make your journey fun and inspiring.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the V-Shred Better Body, Better Life podcast. I'm your host, Vince Sant, and today we are uncorking some truths about alcohol. Because obviously most of us, we like to drink here or there, but just how does alcohol affect your ability to lose weight? Well, that's something that I want to dive into a little bit today. So I want to break down the science a little bit about alcohol and weight loss and just make it easy to understand. And then also, this is a big one, I'm going to share some tips on how you can enjoy a drink or two or more than two without derailing your fitness journey or your fitness goals. Okay. So first, let's just talk about how alcohol affects the body, right? Because when you drink alcohol, your body basically treats it as a toxin, right? And so this is what people mean when they say that alcohol is poison. It's because it's a toxin that instead of your body like processing other foods, like if you've eaten carbs, fats, or proteins recently, it will no longer use those foods and burn fat. Your body will literally prioritize getting the alcohol out of your system. It prioritizes getting the toxin or the poison out of your body. And also your liver is only able to process roughly one small alcoholic drink every single hour, which is obviously a little slower than some people do consume alcoholic beverages. And it does vary from person to person, but we're just going to use this one small alcoholic beverage per hour just for the sake of argument. But like I said, the trouble is when you are drinking more than that one drink per hour, your liver is basically just going to struggle to be able to keep up with you. And this is why you get that buzzed feeling or you get drunk, because your liver can't keep up with how much alcohol you're consuming. But the effect that alcohol does have on your liver has more to do with your body than you just getting drunk, right? Your liver is responsible for regulating your body's blood sugar levels, which is another big piece of this, because when your liver is busy processing alcohol, it isn't doing its main job, which is to regulate your blood sugar. And so the alcohol in your system, therefore, prevents your liver from releasing a stable amount of glucose into your bloodstream. And what happens next is your blood sugar levels drop. And what happens when your blood sugar levels drop? You feel low on energy. And then the biggest one, and this is what happens to a lot of people, is you start experiencing cravings. Because how many times have you been drinking and all of a sudden you are craving Taco Bell or McDonald's or just some sort of nasty junk food that you weren't necessarily craving before? Well, that's the effect that I'm talking about of your blood sugar going down because of the effect that alcohol has on your liver. And honestly, very few people have the discipline to ignore these hunger impulses, especially when your, principles are a bit blurry when you have alcohol in your system. And so more often than not, what happens is when people are drinking, they also have really gross food, really food that they just completely regret the next day. And so you could end up eating thousands of extra calories this way, which obviously leads to weight gain. And so between your body not prioritizing the carbs, fats, and proteins that's already in your system and prioritizing just getting rid of this toxin that's in your body and the fact that you're probably going to be eating more food, it's a 1-2 punch for weight gain, right? Not just not losing weight, but actually putting on weight. So with that being said, what can you do to keep the scale moving in the right direction? Right? And here's a few tips for you. So first, you have to understand that moderation is key. And there's two different ways that you can moderate, right? And so one is if you do have a drink, you can just try to limit yourself to just 1 or 2 drinks, right? That's it. And I know this can be difficult and it does require discipline, especially if you're out with friends and they're urging you to stay out late with them and to continue drinking. But the more alcohol, like I said, you take in, the more work your liver has to do, the more toxins your liver has to process. And the more alcohol that your liver has to deal with, the more messed up your blood sugar levels get. And so, like I said, alcohol almost always leads to overeating. And so if you're able to say no to those extra drinks, or just also one thing that I like to do is just follow the rule of basically having a glass of water after every single drink. Or sometimes I'll go, if I'm drinking beer or something, if I have 2 beers, I'm drinking a full bottle of water. And that just helps to keep you hydrated, helps to keep things digesting properly. And I promise that the next morning you will be glad that you had a bunch of water, because hangovers are generally caused by lack of electrolytes and dehydration. Oh, and the other thing, I said that there's 2 ways. One is to limit to 1 or 2 drinks. The other thing is just to limit to like 1 day a week. So that's the other thing, is like, yeah, people have weekend social lives, and that's fine. I'm not sitting here saying that you can't go out, you can't have fun with your friends. If you do go out, you have to only have 1 or 2 drinks. I'm not saying that. But if you're drinking multiple nights a week, that's not good, because you're putting this toxin in your body every single night, and your body is struggling to process that every single night. And so you want to give your body breaks away from that. And if you are going out on Saturday with a couple of friends or for a birthday or something, and you know that you're going to have a couple more than 2 drinks, that's fine. Just don't do it again Sunday and Monday, or don't do it on Friday, the Friday before, the Thursday before, the Wednesday before. Try to keep it to just 1 night a week. That's generally what I like to do. And sometimes I won't even do it 1 night a week, but I will enjoy a glass of wine here or there, and I won't get mad at myself for enjoying that glass of wine. So, and that's the other thing that's the next tip actually, is to choose your drinks wisely, right? There's obviously better drinks than others. All alcoholic beverages are not created equal, because some alcoholic beverages are very high in sugar, high in carbs, and then some are going to be super low calorie and have 0 sugar in them. For example, a vodka soda is always going to be better for you than a pina colada, right? Or if you're going to go for like a Jack and Coke, a very simple way to make this a little bit lower calorie and to make it lower sugar, to make it healthier, easier on your body, is to go Jack and Diet Coke. It's a very simple solution. Honestly, I think Jack and Diet Coke tastes better than regular Jack and Coke. But as just like a general rule, if you aim for lighter colored alcoholic beverages, such as vodka, gin, tequila, white rum, if you aim for those are generally going to be lower calorie than the darker alternatives like beer and whiskey and brandy, and then even wine. I'm a wine guy, but wine is high in calories. And so if you're going to drink, all I'm going to say is just do a little bit of research before, because chances are there's an alcoholic drink that you might really enjoy that you haven't really tried yet, that has half the calories or 0 sugar compared to what you usually drink. And so it's going to make you feel better when you're making that better decision. Okay. And then my final tip is to plan ahead. And this kind of goes in line with my first tip, where I was talking about how if you're going to drink, just make sure that you're not drinking multiple nights a week and going balls to the wall with your alcohol consumption, right? Because I'm aware that limiting yourself to 1 drink or always seeking the lowest calorie option at the bar isn't always the most realistic plan of action. You got a life, or if you have like a family member's birthday, or you're going out to a big party for the holiday, and you know that you are likely to indulge in more than a couple of drinks, then the next best thing that you can do is plan for that ahead of time. And by doing that, and what I mean by that is your caloric intake. Because if you're going to be taking in a bunch of calories, obviously you don't want to be taking in a bunch of empty calories when you're drinking alcohol. But if you're going to be, then maybe don't overeat that day. And also, like I said, drink water. I think that's going to be a huge one here as well. And so if you're generally eating 2,500 calories a day, maybe leave like 500 calories for that evening of drinking so that you can drink guilt-free and not have to worry that you're going to put on a bunch of weight. And then the other thing is be careful of those cravings when they hit, because you do not want to be stopping at Taco Bell and eating 1,000 calories of tacos when you're drunk because you're making bad decisions and you have all these cravings because your blood sugar is low, right? So being prepared and controlling your caloric intake is going to help to minimize the impact that it has on your weight loss goals. And then the next day, just get back on the horse, get back on the wagon. You don't have to beat yourself up over going out and enjoying yourself, enjoying a night out. You're human. You should enjoy a night out, right? But don't let that prolong itself or carry over into the next day or a couple days later. Like I said, moderation is key as well. Okay. But yeah, those are my 3 biggest tips. I mean, if you are thinking about reducing or eliminating alcohol altogether, I think that's a fantastic choice for not only your waistline, but also just your overall health. But remember, it's essential to find a balance. I am not someone who's ever going to tell somebody to cut out entire food groups, to cut out alcohol, to cut out, like, you gotta enjoy life. Fitness is not everything, right? But your health is hugely important. And so you want to take care of your health, but you also want to enjoy your time. And so finding that middle ground is going to be really important for your success long term. And like I said, it could be as simple as just making a better choice when it comes to the alcohol that you're drinking. It could be adding more water. It could be planning ahead, and any of these things that I talked about today. Or like there's like plenty of alcohol-less beverages, like some mocktails. You could try some of those. Maybe on the days where you're not planning to drink, but you just really like mojitos, you could have like an alcohol-less mojito or something like that. But yeah, it just all comes down to finding that balance in your life, so that you can eat well, lose weight without cutting out alcohol completely if you like alcohol, and without canceling or destroying your social life and preventing you from having fun. And if you do want to work with one of our coaches on this, we have coaches who can basically set up a plan for you so that when you do know that you're going out, they can make that day scheduled out so that you're not feeling guilty about going out and you're set up for success 24/7. If you do want to check that out, our coaches literally custom tailor everything to your lifestyle. There should be some details down below or somewhere around here or on our website, vshred.com. And we have coaches who are ready to help you right now. And they can even just include alcohol in your plan if you absolutely can't live without it. But yeah, that's it for today's session, guys. Hopefully this helped you better understand what alcohol does to your body, and also smarter ways to go about consuming alcohol. And so hope this helped. Hope you learned something. And yeah, cheers to making better choices and seeing better results without giving up your social life. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of V-Shred's Better Body, Better Life podcast. Whether you're doing one of our programs, taking our supplements, or just doing things on your own, tune in every week for exclusive content with Vince, V-Shred trainers, and special guests as they share valuable tips around motivation, workouts, food, and living a healthier lifestyle. See you next time.